could you hear my whistling in the background? I'm doing so much better at that these days, guys. Oh my gosh. Happy Monday. Happy RV Travel Talk Monday. Remember, every Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we are here live at RV Travel Talk. We're going to do a podcast tonight. You guys get to be a part of it, which is so cool. I love this. So we're going to talk about hot topics. We're going to do some giveaways. We're going to talk about how we're helping members of our travel community, because that's really important too. So speaking of that, right now, let's just get all the housekeeping out of the way. If this is your first time being here, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. Share this out, because this is a great way that we can learn more in our travel community, specifically our RV travel community, and learn from each other, which is wonderful. Because if you're like me, we probably made a lot of mistakes along the way, or maybe it's your first time RV traveling this year. Wow, I remember that year. So share it out, have some fun. Anything, if I make you smile, if you learn something new and you feel like you just want to give, we do have super chats open tonight. And I like to let people know how we do our super chats. So if you do a super chat, number one, we'll highlight your message, we'll answer your questions, things like that. But all the money, all this from the super chats, goes into our Smile Fund. And let me tell you what our Smile Fund is. Our Smile Fund, we take all the money and we help people and we pay it forward. And tonight specifically, we are helping one of our members of our lovely travel community, also has a YouTube channel called Dahlia's Destinations and Delights. And she is a very generous and loving soul. She and her husband are fantastic. And unfortunately, were impacted by Hurricane Milton in Florida. Her husband had unfortunately just got back from heart surgery, and then the hurricane hit and they pretty much lost it all. So we've already made a donation in the Smile Fund name, which is great to them. And we'll be leaving a link as well if you feel like you would like to do that as well. But just letting you know where the money goes, because that's always important too. So without further ado, let's get on with the podcast. What do you guys think? Is it podcast time? I think it's time we actually start the show here. Let's do that. Here we go. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is my awesome friend, Amanda from Fly The Coop. And you're thinking, Fly The Coop, why would Charlie Grace bring on someone who owns chickens?
Dang it, and I didn't even bring one of my chickens with me. Oh, what a miss. I had little chickens I was passing out. No, actually.
Let's talk about, wait, how did you come up with that name? I would love to know that. Go ahead.
Well, my full name is Amanda Cooper, and my partner's name is James Dove, as in like the bird, dove. So he came up with the combination of the two, Fly The Coop. So that's where it came from.
Which I think is amazing, and I love the idea. I just think it was so funny. And I know Amanda for a little while now, and it's sort of interesting because we never met each other face to face until just recently. Really, you think about it. A lot of us who are online doing the YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, the whole like RV content creator community, we're a pretty close knit really community if you really want to think about it, because we've sort of all gone through these crazy things. And you started a business, which we'll get to, which is exciting. And I can't wait for people to know this because you're full-time on the road, right?
Yes, we are.
You, hubby, and how many dogs?
Two.
Two.
We have two dogs. Yeah.
Two. Okay.
The total opposite ends of the spectrum, a Chihuahua and an Akita, because that makes sense, right?
Well, they're both attack dogs. I could see that. Highly aggressive. Highly aggressive. I love this. Yes. All right, well, let's just dive into this. Just go head first. Number one, let's see who we've got in the house right now to say hello. I think we've got our broken nomad. Oh my gosh. Woo woo. First comment. Thank you so much. And here we go. And our first super chat. Nothing more to say. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much for helping out.
Thank you.
That's going to definitely go and help them out tremendously. Let's give you a massive thank you. Let's see. How about a smiley? Ooh. I love dancing those. I love making those. It's so much fun. I really appreciate that. And they're going to appreciate that too. So thank you so much for your generosity. That's very kind. Okay. Moving on back. Okay. Fly the Coop. So we met in person in Hershey at the RV Content Creator Meetup. Yeah. And your husband didn't think I was real.
No, he said for a long time that he didn't think you were real. But I've been talking about you for months and months and months, and I even sent him your videos. But he's like, "Oh, they're just like maybe he thought you were AI or something."
I'm AI. That's it. I am AI.
But and then now he just calls you the hummingbird because you just fly around and you just like make everybody's day. Just
I love that.
little bit. So,
That is the sweetest thing. I tell you what, I told someone that the other day. I said, "Oh my gosh, I got the compliment of being a colorful hummingbird," and they're like, "Oh my god, that is so you." I'm like,
it
"I
is.
didn't know."
Yes,
That's so cool.
yes.
What a
Just
cool thing. All right,
everybody's life.
circling back to RVs. Here's what I want to. Let's start with the biggest question of the day. Tell me about your RV. What do you guys have?
Well, we have a 2020 Fleetwood Bounder 35K, which is a Class A, and I'm sorry I'm not in it right now. Normally I would be, but we just happen to be on a little Airbnb adventure. You know, sometimes even in our RV life, you go, all right, I need a break. Um, but yeah, we have a 2020 Fleetwood Bounder. It is a Class A, and we had a fifth wheel when we started on the road because we've been on the road for 4 years. So we started with fifth wheel life. We switched over to Class A, and there's positives and negatives to both. So
So wait,
there's
so
no perfect
we
RV.
you were full time in the fifth wheel, and then you moved to a Class A.
Mhm.
What made you make the move? I'm curious.
Me, I was getting tired of how the backing in the fifth wheel, there was a lot of arguments, and it would ruin a lot of trips or a lot of adventures and put a little taint, little kind of a black cloud over a certain situations because it was just really we got better at it over time, but at some points it was just more than what I wanted to continue handling. And so I
It's
thought if we
very
got something
stressful.
you could, yes, it is very stressful. And you're really at the mercy of the RV park or the spot that you're at too. So even as good as you think you get, you still run into these situations, and it just got too much. And I was like, if we're gonna continue to do this full time and we're gonna continue to keep traveling, we need to have something that's gonna be a little less stressful. So I thought if we had something we could drive and we could just back it into a spot, that it would be better. We did accomplish that. We definitely have much better, like backing in or picking spots. We worry less about spots. Like, are we going to be able to fit? We worry less about that than what we did in the fifth wheel. But it has its own problems.
Nothing's perfect, but
Nothing's
it
perfect.
but did you finally, like, can you now eliminate the whole arguing of and disagreements of backing in? Do you feel like that
Pretty
has
much.
sort of calmed down a
Yeah.
bit? Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So
I feel
you
like that's
accomplished
pretty
your
much.
goal. That was good.
We accomplished our goal. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that part's handled. There's whole new arguments that have developed, but that's a
Well,
different thing.
speaking of new RVs, our good friends, The Real Life with Adrian Ruth, just got a new RV and just moved into it and shared it this past week. Really, really cool. So congratulations to them. Thanks so much for being
That's
here, guys.
awesome.
Big stuff. When you start moving into a new rig, you know how much of a big deal it is. I mean, it's a lot to move one to the next and organize and
Well, and everything that you did to organize your last RV will have nothing to do with what you can use in your new RV. Like you're gonna just start all over with reorganization
yeah,
in the new rig every time.
and it's amazing how much money you're going to spend on the smallest of things that you thought, oh, I've got plenty of those. I don't need any more of that.
Yes.
Of
And the
course.
money you'll spend on command strips. A lot.
Okay, I will totally tell on myself on this one. When I got my new rig, I literally have gallon baggies of
Oh, so
command
do I.
hooks. Oh,
Yes.
tons of these things, tons of
Yes.
them. And yet I still bought more.
Well,
It's true.
you never can have enough,
No, no,
number
you
one.
can't.
And also, like, yes, the gallon baggies are exactly the only way to organize those things because that's exactly what we do.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Our good friend Naj is here. Hey, Naj, thanks for you are never late. You're always on time. We appreciate your being here. That's so much fun. But yeah, like the things when you go from one RV to the next, I would say command strips is probably my number one thing that I buy the most. And it's crazy, but it's just it's those little things that you go, why wouldn't they put a hook here? What were
Yeah.
they thinking? This
What are
should
they
have been
thinking?
here, or why wasn't there a towel holder here? I can fix that with a command strip. No big deal.
Exactly.
I love
Costco always has great deals on command strips around Christmas, by the way.
it. Mm.
So, like, and you can get the packs that have multiple different types. So just, RV or pro tip of the day right there.
So speaking of the holidays, I know because they're right around the corner. Do you decorate your RV? Because I
Uh,
do.
yes, yes. I love it. Well, even though it's small, I think it's fun to like try to work with what you have, as well as it's just nice to have your art, like your rig look a little different. And we actually collect on our travels, we collect Christmas ornaments. And so then we put that on the tree at the end of the year, and that tree will have like a collection of all the crazy things that we did this past
Aw.
year. So that's, I love putting up Christmas decorations.
I think it's fun. I have to tell you, even when I have the little van, because I still have my van, my camper van. I had a
Oh
little tree in the camper van, and I make it into the holly jolly camper van. I get the tinsel, I do all the stuff, and I load it full of presents, and I try to go out and I do a lot of work with foster kids. So
oh yeah.
that's always my fun thing to do. But we've got a few more people who've snuck in on our live stream, which is
Oh,
fun. We
look at
gotta say
all of
hi to
them.
them. Wait, Forever RVing. Love you guys. Hey,
Guys,
Time Man.
amazing.
Love those guys. You guys are awesome. And then our look, David. David said, my partner and I,
David's on.
he's on. He said they just got
Yes.
home from a trip with you guys, and they definitely are way more experienced than we are with the road stuff.
They did Route 66 with us, and it was their first time out. It was they bought a Bluebird school bus a couple of years
Ooh.
ago. They've been working on renovating it and getting it up and going, and they did their first road trip, Route 66, with us. Which the fact that he's like even still talking to me, it's quite impressive.
Big deal. It's a big deal there, Dave. Guys, got to say this. So we're talking about a few things, RV, but we're all over the board. But I want to jump into that real quick because you just ended a big trip. So tell me about your big trip.
We did Route 66. Well, we did the first stretch of it from Chicago to Amarillo to like Texas. So it's about half of it. And it was pretty. It's that nostalgic Route 66. There's so many little towns and so many little stops along the way. I think we definitely set out, like, at least I know I set out to go as many stops as we could and let's stay on the route. And that is not what happened. Um, turns out Route 66 is not super big rig friendly.
No,
So
no. Wait,
it,
you could have called me on this one. I could have told you a couple things. Like, did you go, wait, let me just ask a couple questions. Did you go to Tucumcari?
no,
Okay.
we didn't make
Did
it.
you
Yeah.
go to the corner? Well, I don't think you went past. So you didn't go to the corner of Winslow, Arizona. You didn't get out to Arizona. You stopped in Texas.
No, not yet. We
All right.
stopped at Amarillo. Yeah.
So I have a friend who owns a music company called Mother Road Music, and of course the Mother Road was Route 66, and so there's a lot of musicians in the Nashville area who has good and bad, vibes on the whole Route 66 kind of thing. And I was out there for a lot of music events and things like that over the years. So I really love Route 66, but it is very nostalgic, and only if you have a nostalgic vehicle does it work for some
Doesn't work.
vehicles. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, okay, first of all, you should probably know something about me. We don't normally like to plan. So I started planning this trip 4 days before we were supposed to take off. Um, that was error number one. Error number two was that we're bringing two big rigs, not just our
Right.
rig.
Right.
We tow a Jeep behind us, and then we have David's
We're
bus.
friends. Yeah.
So it kind of got to be just like intensive as far as the planning part of it, because even every stop I would have to blow up on on Google Maps to see how big is the parking lot, what is the road going in, the road's going out, is this going to be feasible for us? There was a lot of things that I set out on that I was like, oh, I really want to do this, I really want to see these things, and then by the time we actually got like the practicality of it, we couldn't do it. There was no way for us to park. There was no way for us to get in and out. So yeah, it ended up to be, I mean, we still saw a lot. Don't get me wrong. We did a ton of things. There are so many things to do, but it's definitely dependent on what you're traveling in to how that experience is going to be. Even the like parts of Route 66 that still exist that you can drive on are not super well maintained. And even though we tried to like route on those, it just beat the rig to death. So we had to like bail out and go on the freeway. And then you'd get on the freeway, and very typically, why Route 66 was abandoned to begin with, you're skipping all those towns because you're just like, it's so easy and you just want to get from one point to the next point. But we had quite an interesting adventure. It still had a great time. But there was some crazy hangups. We'll have a whole dropping a bunch of series of
Oh yeah.
videos, and you guys will get everything. Like we filmed the whole thing, so they'll be coming out. So make sure you follow us because you'll see the roller coaster, and we're very honest about our adventures.
All right, so let's talk about this a little bit because this is important. So, if you guys, I will say right now that Fly the Coop is really big on TikTok. So, if you guys are on TikTok, go on the talk. This is what their it looks like, Fly the Coop FTC. You will see some of their wonderful, Route 66 stories and things that are going on. So, I think this is a great way to have you guys. I'm going to drop this. I'm going to drop this link, of course, in the chat right now, so you guys can take a look at it and follow them, follow their adventures. It just write some great comments. Go, what were you thinking?
I I wasn't. That's the problem. I don't. We don't. We just fly by the seat of our pants and we figure it out on the way. And I think that's what's entertaining though, because that's when crap goes wrong. Like first day, no joke. We stop rush hour traffic coming out of Chicago because we're trying to like juggle GPS. Number one rule of RV life: never listen to GPS. Number two rule of RV life is always check bridges. So we go to turn, and I'm not kidding. We are in the middle of the intersection. The Jeep is hanging out. There's 5 lanes of traffic, all rush hour traffic. And we turn this corner, and there's a bridge that says 11-1, and we are 12-10. And James and I are it's like right on the like freeway too, like right off the freeway. We're stopping interstate traffic, everything, just to unhook the Jeep, do a 10-point turn to get the RV out of there. And it's just, it was day one. Day one.
All right. So we're looking for volunteers. Anyone who wants to help Amanda plan. This might be one of not her strong suits, but she loves to go on these adventures. She's just not the planner. She doesn't look for clearances and things that are paved or tunnels or things like that. So you're taking your life in your hands, but she's a lot of fun. I have a lot of friends who are a lot of fun. You're on the fun list. This is good. Johnny,
we all survived.
We all survived. That's right. We're all here to tell the tale. Giant's here. Hey, Giant, thanks so much for being here. So let's talk about planning for a little bit, because this is something we talk about, traveling and going out. And you guys have been full time for 4 years, and you do sort of fly by the seat of your pants. I am a little bit the opposite. Not gonna lie. I have a 4-year calendar.
4-year calendar.
I know it's embarrassing to say out loud, but it's true. And the reason why, I'll tell you why, because there's certain places I like to go during certain seasons of the year. And I may not get to it this year, but maybe I have a goal of going next year or maybe the year after that. So I'll give an example. Like I really wanted to go up to the Northeast and go to Maine. Like that was on my list of places to go. Didn't really get to do it. I had some other obligations. So it's like, okay, so I'm not going to do it this year, but maybe I'll do it next year. So I'll mark my calendar and then also mark when I can give myself reminders of when I might need to get a campsite or things like that. Because a lot of that stuff is 6 months, 3 months, one times a year in advance to get where you need to go. And the bigger RVs you have, the more you've really got to get those sites. Yeah. And even though I don't have a big RV, it's just one of those, you got to really start to figure that out. It says here, Forever RVing, they want to go to Maine too. I know. We should go. We should go. We'll put the band back together. Yeah,
we'll get the band back together.
We'll get the band back together. It'll be fine. So the planning is big. So do you use the apps? Like, what are your favorite apps to look at?
Well, because we don't plan. So a non-planner's best friend is Harvest Host, because it's just, that is the one thing also about the Class A and why we switched was it was our big fifth wheel. We didn't have solar on it, and we didn't even have a generator in it. So we had a portable generator we had to bring. So boondocking and doing harvests, that was not a thing. Class A, no big deal. Like we can boondock for a week to 2 weeks, really honestly, easily in this thing. So we lean on Harvest Host a lot. And a lot of times if we have a stay, like we knew we were going to be in Hershey for 2 weeks, we'll book a campground for those 2 weeks, knowing we're going to be there for extended time. But in between, we're just rolling with it. Harvest Host, we've used like Hip Camp before. RV, we've been testing out RV overnights the last couple of months since we saw them at the Hershey show. So we just those are the go-to apps that we usually use.
We just interviewed Curb and Turf. Have you heard of them? Really
No.
neat. Really, really
Yeah.
neat. For people who have property, that they will rent out. I'm also a big fan of, well, actually, let me go backwards. Have you ever thought about joining a membership, such as like 1,000 Trails or something like that?
So I know Thousand Trails is a hot button item. We never really intended on spending a lot of time on the East Coast,
Mhm.
even though that did kind of happen this past year. Which is why Thousand Trails have never really hit our radar. It was like if we weren't going to be spending a lot of time on the East Coast, then is it really worth it? So that's kind of still where we stand because we did our like summer in the East Coast. I think I'm okay with not being in the East Coast for a
It's
little
okay.
bit.
Everyone has their preference. Now, listen, I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not a beach gal. I like beaches. No, no, listen,
Oh,
I like beaches in the morning and the sunset.
oh
I'm just
yeah.
not a day. I'm a redhead.
Yeah, that makes
I'll get a
sense.
freckle. It's one of
Yeah.
those things. So if I have a choice between beaches or mountains, I'll pick mountains any day.
Okay.
Any day.
I get that.
Yeah. It's a thing. And I like my Smoky Mountains. I love the whole area. It's just for me, it feels like home.
Oh,
I call it a mountain hug.
oh. I get that now. We spent a month in Newland, North Carolina, up
Ooh.
in the Appalachian Apple
Shenandoah, you go Shenandoah
the
Valley? Yeah.
yeah, and that was beautiful. So I get where you're coming from now. We had not spent a lot of time there, but yeah, I get the
Yeah.
hug. It is beautiful.
It's a wonderful feeling. It's a good vibe. I always love that. So yeah, I would say using memberships. I was never a big membership fan. I'll be very honest with you. I just recently joined just the lowest of the low of the 1,000 Trails, and the reason why is because what it was going to cost me for 1 week of a campground and a few areas that I had to go to paid for the membership itself.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah,
I'm not a big proponent. I'm not a big, "Hey, come talk to me." I'm definitely not one of those, but I am trying it, and I'm like, if I go to Florida for 2 weeks, it'll pay for itself.
that's
Done.
myself. Yeah,
Florida's hard to beat.
Florida's yeah. If you have any intentions on spending a significant amount of time in Florida, then it's really
Yeah,
serious to look at. But
yeah.
I
Anyone
get
for
it.
Harvest Toast, and if you're boondocking in Florida and you were in between things, places such as, Walmart or Cracker Barrel. A lot of people love Cracker Barrel. If you're not there by 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you may not have a space to boondock for that day.
Yeah.
Which is scary but true. So it's like that's how busy it is down there in the wintertime. It's a little nuts. Here we go. Our friends RV Life with Adrian Ruth say we miss our mountains up in Blairsville, Georgia. I bet you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, JMC Squared is here. Hey, I'm a mountain gal too. Love, love, love the Smokies. I do too. Very nice. So, okay, so Route 66 is over. You've surpassed all the great stuff. You're hanging out, getting ready for the next big trip. Got some stuff coming on. We talked a little bit about your rig, but what I really want to know, I mean, because you've done this for a while, is if wait, if you could change something on your rig, what would it be? Because it's a class
Number
A.
Yes, it is a class A, but number one thing, hands down, if I could do anything differently, it would be a diesel powered rig and not a gas powered one
Okay, and why? Why would that be?
because it has no power whatsoever right now. Like, first of all, we are way overweight because the actual load capacity that you from the dry weight of your rig, like dry weight is what your rig weighs completely empty, and then what the total load capacity that your rig can be is the difference between the two is the amount of weight your crap can be. And ours is like 1,500 pounds, and we are way over that. Let's be honest. And it just when you're talking about mountains, especially like this past summer, we spent a lot of times up in the Smoky Mountains, up in that whole area, and those inclines and those yeah, some of those steep grades were really, really scary for us to be on. Even if we detach the Jeep, there are some points where it's just like it doesn't have enough power to get up this hill, or do we have the brake power to go down because we have no engine braking? It's just regular like disc braking. So it's if we could change anything, we would have the diesel version of our rig and not the class, not the gas. Like Tyson and Christy with Forever Ravine has the diesel version of our rig. And so like we followed them up the mountains and there's a difference. There's absolutely a difference.
There's a difference.
Um
This is my first diesel I've ever owned,
yeah.
and I have a gas powered Ram, and I've got a diesel Mercedes Sprinter.
Yeah.
And there's a definite difference as far as like getting up and going and getting things done. But you're right. It's a little scary. I mean, if you don't have that power to do what you got to do, or braking is even more scary in my
Braking.
opinion. Braking is
Yes.
big. Braking's huge.
Especially when you're going through cities the most because
Mhm.
people are cutting you off. Like other cars do not understand that these RVs do not have the greatest stopping power. So there's a lot of times where traffic itself can be super scary to be going through because you can't predict. And if somebody slams on their brakes and even you slam on yours, you may not have enough time to stop. And if they start spreading you.
So
So
that's a big issue with me. And we've been talking about that because I'm always very polite when it comes to truckers because I'm like, that's their livelihood. They're
yes.
on the job. You need to give them as wide a berth, whatever it is. And, tires get flat, things like this can come back. And you think about all the safety things, right? So one of the things I look at RVs, don't complain when I'm not going to pick on someone. Let's just say an older person is driving a really large RV, may or may not have all the experience that you think in driving that RV, may not understand that they need 3 links of that RV to stop, to come to a complete stop. There have been a lot of things that people are just not, conscious of. And I was just hearing a story the other day, and I'm sure it made the news. And I'm trying to think who told me this. And it might have been actually Broken Nomad, where someone had saved their entire savings to get a Class A. Did you hear the story? And they're all excited. They finally got it, and they finally took their whole big trip. They're waited until retirement. They got all excited, and because the thought was, when you're driving around, you want to go make your grilled cheese sandwich in the back.
Yeah.
He got on the highway, put on cruise control, walked back to go make his grilled cheese sandwich. Didn't know that it wasn't like an autopilot situation. Had all the bells and whistles. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So all I'm saying is, please, 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 I want you guys to think about this while you're on the road. Make sure that you are looking out for other people as well as yourself. Be very, defensive in driving and do what you got to do. Broken Nomad said, hopefully they won't get up and go make coffee.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It is really crazy. It's one of those things. Okay, David said though, you also wanted AC in the bedroom.
Oh, jeez. There's stupid, here's the thing with RVs. Like, there's so many things, especially with a Fleetwood. Like, I always thought Fleetwood was a little, as far as Class A's can go. I mean, when it comes to manufacturers, you can get the low end, cheap, cheap, cheap version manufacturers, and then you can get some really high end, well manufacturers. Fleetwood is kind of in the middle ish. But there were so many things about this rig that I think they really thought out. Like, they put a lot of effort and thought into like, how are you going to use this? And then there's some things that just don't make sense at all. Like the cup holders. The cup holders are too freaking small. You can only put a pop can in it. And then the rest of it is just any other thing you put in it, it just doesn't stay. It's too shallow. And it drives me insane. It's like, what do you think I'm going to be doing in this thing? Considering the whole front half is a cockpit. And there's like, I'm going to be driving it. I need cup holders. And the other thing is the ACs. They put both AC units in the front part of the rig, like the living room, kitchen area. So, and it just vents back to the bedroom. So the bedroom is always so hot, and we could never seem to like cool it down enough at night because we're pushing AC. It's stupid things like that, like about the rig that I just like. I did not think of.
These are things, but everyone's got stuff. Until you're in it, let's start with this. Until you're in it, you don't know. And so we'll send the message out to Fleetwood. Fleetwood, here's the deal, guys. You can vent in the middle, just not at the ends. Maybe like
and fix your stupid cup holders. Just fix your cup holders.
Oh, you want to drive me? Circle sinks and wrong cup holders will drive me insane.
Literally, I think we need to have like a patch, like RVer patch, because everyone has lost their crap on either the cup holders or the sinks at some point in time in these rigs.
It's a thing. It's totally a thing. All right, guys, we are at this point. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we've been talking we're at the half hour point. So you know what that means? We've got something we got to do. It's called I'm clapping. It's giveaway time. Giveaway! All right, guys, we got stuff to give away. And this is going to be a lot of fun because we are doing from now until the end of the year, we're going to do Charlie's list of favorite gifts. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite gifts before we go into the giveaway. But here's how we're going to do this. First, we're going to go. Let me share my screen here. You get to, Amanda, you get to pick a special word that everyone in the chat has to spell. It could be anything from chicken to anything you want. You pick the word.
Do I say it out loud or just like?
No, you have to tell me because they're gonna spell it. It's okay.
I have to pick a word.
Any word.
Brinkley.
What?
Brinkley.
No, it's gonna be something easy to spell.
Something easy to spell.
Easy to spell. Not Abercrombie.
Puppy.
Puppy?
Mm-hmm.
I like puppies. Puppies are good. Okay. All right. So here we go, guys. I'm going to share my screen. And you guys, if you want to win some cool swag, as well as a possible Amazon gift card. What? That's right. Amazon gift card. Do you know why? This is fun. So let's start collecting those entries. You guys will just type puppy. That's puppy, not yuppie, not guppy, not lumpy. I know my group. I know they will have fun with this. Okay, puppy, puppy, puppy. We'll let that go for a second here. Let me stop sharing my screen. Let me show you guys what I got. Okay, so one of my favorite things. You're gonna laugh, but I love this to pieces. Hold on a second. Here we go. Favorite camping item. Favorite camping item. I gotta put it on. Da 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 da. This is a Susie mitt, and you're like, what the heck is this? It looks like it's a glove. It's a mitt. What is it exactly? It says Susie mitt in the bottom of it. You guys can find this. I'm going to put a link in the chat so you guys can see this. This is the coolest thing ever because it's a cup holder. It could be a puppet, I guess, but you can put your drink just like that. Imagine camping in the fall, in the winter. Your hand is it's fantastic. I love this thing. You ever seen these?
I literally saw that on Route 66 for the first time, one of the shops that we went to. Actually, Budweiser had them. Anheuser-Busch had them. That's where I saw them.
Yeah, I think they're just amazing. I mean, I would like this when someone gave me my first Susie mitt, I was like, why hasn't someone given me one of these before? It's just been the best thing ever, as far as like, I take it to all my campouts. There's a link if you guys want to have the link for that. But they come in different shapes not shapes, but different colors and stuff. But it makes a great stocking stuffer, for your friends that are campers. If you can mail it because it's soft and you can put it in like a small package and bring it to people. So I always like to look for really unique but practical gifts. So this is practical. So there you go, Susie mitt.
Doesn't even take up a whole lot of space in your rig. So
I know. I love this. Okay, let me share your screen again, and we're gonna do a drawing, and we're gonna have some fun. So here we go, guys. What do we have here? Got about 9 entries. All right, let me just double check before I do it. This is your last chance to do one. Okay, RV Forever RV says I gotta have one. I'm telling you, they're really cool. I love these things. Johnny's like, I try not to camp where I would even need that, where it's too cold. I don't blame you.
Johnny's smart.
Guns of Book. There you go. That's my favorite soda, cherry Coke Zero. I'm telling you. It's getting pretty bad there, buddy. I love this. Before I forget, Gonzo Book wrote me a song. I'm going to be premiering that song hopefully tomorrow. If not, it's really cool. It's really, really interesting. So I can't wait to show this. Captain Jack Scrapper's here. Ahoy, Captain. Thanks so much for being here, buddy. Appreciate that one. Yeah, so tell all your friends. You guys want to come over because we're going to be doing Amazon gift card giveaways. Who doesn't love an Amazon gift card, right? Yeah.
You can buy anything with it.
Literally. Buy anything with that. Anything. All right, let's spin the wheel of fun and let's see who's going to win. Who's it going to be? No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Here we go.
I love it. No whammies.
It's Adele. Yay! Congratulations, Adele. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Thanks for being here. I love when we get to meet new friends. And she's got looks like a Jeep with a cheetah on top. I love that. Okay, Adele, here's the story. Here's how this works. Now, here's what you got to do. You have to email me, preferably tonight, but it's definitely within the next 10 days at contact@charliegraceadventures.com. And all I need is your name and address. And then I'll email you back and I'll send you what's coming your way, which is really cool. So congratulations. So much fun. I love this. Gotta love giving stuff away, right? It's always.
It's like Christmas, but
it's like Christmas.
It
is Christmas time. It is Christmas time. I love this. Okay, well, we are at the point where I think we're going to take a slight break, guys, because you know what this means? I think it's time to start talking about all of the behind the scenes. Here we go. I'm still dancing. I'm back here dancing. I always love that.
I like all the
Um,
music. This is
so
awesome.
I want to know, you know, I got a phone call. This is sort of funny. Like I said, we didn't really know each other, just know each other on social media and we chit chat. And I remember I got a phone call message from you last year. I think it was like January, February, saying, "Hey, I've got this client. We're thinking about doing this thing. I'm getting together with some friends and we're creating this business." And like, this sounds exciting. And I love supporting other women for lots of reasons. And you gave it a name and now you call it Nomadic Influence.
Yeah.
Tell me all about this.
Oh my gosh. So what it is we're actually trying to help bridge the gap between businesses that are looking for social media and influencer support and the creators, especially in the travel community, that are looking to monetize or continue to share their talents, obviously, with businesses. So we really set out initially focused on campgrounds because we all know if you've been in the RV world, campgrounds are a little bit behind the times when it comes to their websites and when it comes to social media. And we thought if we could reach out to them and be able to connect them with an influencer to help promote their parks and get them the attention that they deserve so that people can, be able to experience their campground. It has expanded long past just campgrounds. We have a lot of just travel related businesses, everything from we have we're working on a project right now actually with Techno RV, if you are not familiar, but they're very prominent in the RV community as the tech, like the tech people. Like if you need anything tech related to RV life, go to Techno RV. They have support, they have customer service, they have training videos, they have everything you would need for anything technological in your RV. We also have been working with tourism boards a lot. Specifically, like we have a contract we're working with a community in Michigan where they have a bunch of like county parks, and they would really like to have social media presence, right?
I want to go. I want to go.
I know. And it's not just the campgrounds too. Like we'll do videos on their campgrounds, but we're also helping them do videos of like what to do in the area. So when you
Right.
come and stay there, as an RVer, like where are the cool things to do in that area and what can you do. So we're putting things together. We do both connect the businesses with influencers and creators that are just looking to get, they're looking to leverage the influencers community, their followers, and to post videos on their channel. But we also have a whole other side of it where we support the businesses even after the creators there by helping them create videos, or at least getting them the raw videos so that if they have a team that can edit them and put them together. So there's kind of a lot going on, but that's the gist of Nomadic Influence is just bringing the community a little closer together and also making it easier for creators that are traveling to be able to, connect and use these resources or help these businesses. But it helps them too. The creators are, we're trying to kind of change some of the industry as well, so that creators are seen more as the marketing potential that they are, and less of just the people just looking for a free stay.
Right. It's a big deal. It is a really big deal. And I think that there's definitely a need. There's absolutely a need. And for people who are creators and whoever's out there, I'm going to drop a link real quick to your website. And I'm
Yes,
also going
please
to
do.
share it because I want you guys to see what this looks like, because they've done a really, really great job. And you guys are relatively, new on the scene. And I know this takes a lot of work to get up and going. So, if you're a creator, there's a way you can go down here and you can learn more about it. If you're a business, there's a way you can learn more about it as well. And you can participate. So
Yeah.
it'll give you a little more information as to what's going on. And there's my awesome friends. Look, there's Lauren and Kitty and Amanda. So these ladies are
click over to the map on the top section, and that'll kind of give you a really good scope.
Which one am I going to? Sorry again.
At the very top,
map.
hit map. Okay, so what this is all of the parks or the businesses that we have that are looking for creators to come in. Once they communicate to us that they're looking and they're actively looking, we put them on our map. So if you're traveling into these areas and you're looking to pick up a campground, either to do a video for, you can apply just by clicking onto this. So this is kind of like, this is like a little visual tool of what we're trying to get out to the community. There's a bunch of behind the scenes that we're working with too, but it's a good way. We're hoping to build off of this so that at some point, Charlie Grace will be able to make all of her route planning as 4 years in advance, or 4 days in advance, like me, and you could just do it off of this map and pick up jobs along the way that you can get paid for.
It's a thing. This has been something that we've needed for a long time. I gotta tell you, and we really appreciate it because, as a person traveling on the road, trying to make phone calls to tourism board, trying to do all this stuff while it's just tough. It's really tough.
It is tough.
Yeah,
and a lot of those businesses, like you said, tourism boards, they're going to put their budgets together a year in advance.
Yeah.
For what they need.
Right.
And if I'm an RVer that's just coming into town for this month, I can't, So it's bridging that gap to make it easier for us that are traveling to be able to do this. But it's been great. We've made so many connections. We have so many projects going on. We have a big one dropping. I can't talk much about it, but Charlie Grace is involved, and it's going to be, so if you, after the day after Thanksgiving, your feed just starts blowing up over a product, it's probably us.
You'll know why. Just saying. The chicken lady knows. The chicken. Just saying. Just one of those things. This is always fun. You guys are great. Okay. Well, I think it's ready. I think it's time. It's time officially, because it's like, guys, we do something called a speed round. Okay. Speed round is like a this or that. And we used to play this or that years and years ago. And it was one of our favorite little things we did. Speed round. Dum, dum, ba, I could do the music all day long. This is fun. Okay, so here's our speed round. You get to pick, and our lovely guests in our live chat can select what they want by they can say what it is. This is a really hot topic I did not know about, and I'm going to have to explain it just a little bit. So people who RV either get these large outside carpets or just a little outside mat, and it seems to be like a topic. I was at a campground once, and they've gone crazy on this. Now, I'm not even talking about the green AstroTurf. Some people roll out this 50-foot green.
Oh, yeah.
It's a thing. It's a real big thing. So if you guys go RV camping or camping at all, are you the kind of people that will put out like a big outside mat or an outside carpet or just a little outside mat?
I'm a bad one to ask. First of all, I did not realize this is a thing. Secondly, I have both. And it depends on the spot.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not going to put the big rollout mat onto fresh, green, nice grass.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's my thing, because I know if I'm going to be there, I'm going to kill the grass, and I'm not like, so in that case, we just put the mat out. But if we're going to be in a spot, especially like we have dogs, if we're in a spot that's like gravel or it's muddy, I'm going to put the mats down because I just want the dogs to have a place to like get their paws cleaned off and us to kick our shoes off before we go inside. So it kind of depends on our spot. I can see why this is maybe a big deal to people. Honestly, my only beef is don't kill the green grass.
Here's the okay. So let's see. Okay, so Gonzo says large book. Okay, mid-sized carpet. There we go. Okay, tiny little mat. Captain Scrapper. Gotta love him. When I use one, hardly ever. It's just big enough to wipe my shoes off before going inside. And it's a thing. So I will say this. I'm hardly ever putting out a carpet, but last week I went glamping and I put out the outdoor gazebo and I had a little mat out there and I had like more chairs than people. Let's be honest. I had like, the 2-seater and this chair and some little tables. And then, when we went overland camping, I was like dealing with I call it the testosterone times 10 people. And they're like, the idea of having a mat outside was probably not going to work. So just saying. Small things. Yeah. That's okay. All right, here we go. This is, I think I know which one this is, but this is going to be fun. Okay, guys, are you a person who stops at Love's and gets travel snacks on the road, or do you prepare at home and you have everything ready for the travel day?
What do you think my answer is?
I'm just guessing. I don't know. The other thing they always say is there's always one person that can load the dishwasher, with great, and then there's another one that loads it like a raccoon on meth. Yeah.
I would just do anything for a dishwasher right now. This Airbnb we're at has a dishwasher. I told you, I'm like, I'm going to dirty dishes just so that I can do it. Just so I can use the dishwasher. Like,
Fine.
I just,
It's fine.
here's the thing. I have very good intentions to make the food at home, and every once in a while, I accomplish this. Like if like every once in a while, we'll have a big road trip planned, and I will like go all out and get all these
Mhm.
pre-made
Mhm.
foods and salads and things together. And then we usually get burnt out on those in like the first 2 days. And we just stop at Bucky's and we're eating on the road and we're just,
Well,
and you cannot go buy a Bucky's without
no,
stopping.
that
Come on.
you're yeah, absolutely. No, 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 I'm
It's
with you 100%. I
You're
mean, I
committing a road trip sin if you pass by a
yeah.
Buc-.
Okay, I brought this up last time, but I wait here, this gets even better. I went to Bucky's,
Yeah.
speaking of Bucky's. Everybody's got their cup, right?
Mhm.
So, I went to Bucky's and bought a Frio cup that has a Bluetooth speaker in the bottom, and then also had to buy an extra handle. So wait, it gets better. I now have 2.
Oh, yes, because you
So,
do need to.
I need 2.
One might be dirty, and then
Well,
you have to
one
have it.
Bucky's, another Buc the reality is I left this one at home. So on the road, I need to, whatever. So apparently, and I have to listen to my, journey or who knows what
Yeah.
kind of yacht rock as I'm walking around. I love this. Okay, so this is great. Okay, so they did
Chef.
both. Here we go. Both loves. Oh, loves. Go loves. Okay, apples in the fridge.
Oh,
That sounds very, very good. Chef Amanda.
not really.
Ruth has too many cups. Yeah, I know. Once you start getting in the cup thing, it's a whole other thing. James C. Squared, travel snacks on the road, only good for the first day. True.
Right.
True. Good point. You can never have too many coffee mugs. So I will admit my crazy travel snack, and people on the road look at me like I'm crazy. I get a gallon baggie. I take a box of just generic rice checks, and then I dump in a bag of the bold checks mix and sort of mix it up. In my head, I feel like it's healthy because it's cereal. However,
Perfectly healthy.
as you're driving, you just like it's like right in the window. As you're driving and you're like, putting this in your gut, you're like, oh wow, I can't believe I ate like a gallon of Chex Mix. Pretty bad.
Oh,
Why am I not hungry for lunch? I don't know. Just a thought. It could be
just
anything.
no reason.
No reason. No reason. Okay. RV resorts.
Yes.
Big topic. Swimming pool or a lake?
Oh, my swimming pool. Sorry, lakes just are too dirty. I I just grew up swimming in lakes and, you know, down the middle of Iowa, nowhere. I feel like I've upgraded in my life that I can have swimming pools.
There you go. She's going for the upgrade,
I'm
boys.
going for the upgrade. But there is nothing better in the world than a lazy river, man. Like, that is
Yeah.
worth a stay at an RV park if they have a good lazy river.
Lazy River. That's very true. That is really true. I like a lazy river. Anytime I can get an umbrella in my cup or drink, I feel like I've hit the lottery. That's it.
Yes,
If I just get an umbrella,
exactly.
I'm good to do this. Here we go. Josh, I get fruits and chips and jerky from Walmart. Oh, good to know. This is good. Lakes have snapping turtles that will chomp off your parts.
Good
He's
to
very,
know.
very good in the safety. Very good in safety. Um,
Important.
the lake, but I would pass for a hiking trail. Okay, hiking trails are good too. Lake pools don't have any fish, and that's why I like the pool
Yeah.
because I don't want to swim with the fishes. Swim with the fishes.
No swimming with the
There we
fishes
go.
here.
Here we go. Tyson
Hot
Chris said,
tub.
"Gotta have a hot tub." So yes and no. If you see, I mean, I love a good hot tub too, but sometimes I've been in hot tubs with awkward conversations of strangers.
Oh.
Not cool. Uh,
We had a bad experience one time in a hot tub where it was like a big giant
mhm.
one, big infinity one that was in a
Oh,
building.
yeah.
We totally walked in on 2 people doing something,
Having a conversation. Having a conversation. Yes, I understand
very
that.
intimate conversation
Mhm.
together, and I was
Well, it's
like,
nice.
"Oh, okay, this is great."
They got the
So
private pass. They got the private pass, and you just didn't know.
yeah,
Sorry.
and
Sorry.
somehow I'm like, now I have this in my head now every time I click into a
Go to
hot
the hot
tub,
tub. Go to the
like,
hot tub.
what just happened in this hot tub?
Okay, here's my favorite question because everyone knows me. Bear versus alligators. Which would you have if you were camping? Which would you rather deal with? Ooh,
Hmm,
this hits home a lot.
hmm.
Mhm.
I mean, I I used to think alligator, but I saw a documentary the other day where those things can run really fast if they want to. Like, you're not outrunning that thing.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Um,
They're not very
but
smart, though. They're not very smart. Just
not
saying.
very smart. And you do see alligators a lot, like just hanging out on the golf course while
Mhm.
people are,
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
I don't know. And a bear.
Yeah.
I we just saw our first bear in North Carolina, like ever, like a
Oh, yeah.
black bear, and I lost my mind. I like almost jumped out of the car to go give it a hug. Like I was so excited.
Okay.
He looks so
There's
cuddly.
there's a whole Instagram called Turons of national parks. Don't do it. Don't go there. Don't be that person.
Don't be that
Don't be
person.
that person.
I think I would choose bear.
Bear?
I'd try to befriend him. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
So
wouldn't
I'm
go well.
I'm sort of on the I don't like either, and I'm a big animal person, don't get me wrong, but bears they're in the Smokies, they're really a little too friendly. There's so many
Yeah,
bears right now, and they smell. I mean, it's not their fault. They smell yummy food, but I've also seen them scrape the sides of vans. I've seen them go in tents. People who just don't. It doesn't take much more than a smell, a whiff of food, or grease on your Blackstone. Things that you've got out. They're like, oh look,
yeah,
yum, lick, lick, lick.
yeah.
Then you're waking up. One of the best things I really enjoy is having a dog, my DOG, who's hanging out over here on the couch, because she hears it before I do.
Yeah, and
So
a lot of times just bark will scare it away.
exactly. Sometimes it just gives you enough and they're pretty skittish. Now, those are black bears. Those aren't grizzly bears. Totally different kind of bear. Those, it's just game on. You gotta get away. No,
Grizzly bears are like the honey badgers.
totally different.
Don't care.
Totally different. Not even gonna go there. I love this. All right, well, let's see what we got in the chat here. We got okay, so there we go. Okay, and alligator. Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much. Yeah, gators, bears. Alligators are smart, but only in the water. Yeah. Gators can climb. Naj would know this. Naj is down Florida. Oh yeah, gotta love this. Bears can sneak up on you as well. We had bears when we lived in the mountains. They'd come by. Absolutely. Tents are soft tacos for bears. Good way.
not wrong.
Yeah, and brown bears are an entirely different story. See, yeah, when you're like, Now, bear spray and hairspray are two very different things, not just in spelling. So just so you know,
Just
if you carry hairspray, you should probably carry bear spray too. Just say, just
good to know.
good
I
word for the wise.
actually probably need both at this
Probably a
point.
good idea. There's certain things you should have in your RV, and that is one of them. Because you never know where you're going to be, right? You
That's
could end up
true.
being someplace. I don't think they have alligator spray, but that would make a really good gimmick somewhere. We could do gator spray. I love
Gator
that.
spray.
Gator spray. Well, okay, this is your opportunity where you get to ask me any question. Oh, this is scary. Let me go back a second.
Oh,
Any question you ever wanted to know about Charlie Grace?
mm,
I didn't prep her on this one too, guys. So she's totally flying
mm-mm.
off the cuff, which is good. So I like
I'm
this. I should put
Well,
music on.
what worst day on the road that you've ever had?
Ooh, worst day on the road.
Like, was there ever one day where you were like, I don't know if I can keep doing this?
I would say this, and this is going to sound a little different. When it's just myself, I handle things very differently than if I had my kids with me.
Really?
So I'm on my fourth RV. So I have a little perspective on this, so when they're younger, whiny, don't want to be there, got to get going. When's the next stop? What do we have for dinner? Like that. There's those kind of things that they're a little different, but I would say, I've gone 4 years without having a flat tire until this year. And I had 2 within 4 weeks.
Ugh.
And it put me in a pickle because I'm sort of mechanically savvy. I could do it. But unfortunately, the hardest part for me, I think this is the first year I've honestly realized I don't have the strength that I used to, and I need help. So as a solo traveler, if I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere, that is a slight problem. And I really had to come to terms with that this year. So I've had roadside service. I've had some other things, which is a really tough call because I think as you get older and as a solo traveler, you have to start to think about what are ways of working around these things. And I know there's going to come a time, and we've had members in our community, it's been very sad, where they realize and go, you know what, this might be my last year, or, this is the best I can do. But as long as I can get out there, as long as I can still do some stuff. But those tires threw me for a loop because I was just like, I was so mad. And it was like every Sunday I have a problem with the rig. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. It's like the one day you got to move from place to place. It's like the one day you've got everything ready. And then you're like, and then that.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's okay. I'm still going to go. It's fun. That's a good question. I like that one because I've never given up. I've just been frustrated. Yeah.
Yeah. We've had our moments.
Yeah, we've had our moments. But then again, I'm an anytimer, so that's a little different too. So as an anytimer, I'm on the road a lot, but I still have the comfort and safety of having houses to go to. And I would be doing the same thing you would be doing. I'd be getting an Airbnb every once in a while because you got to have that, just decompression time. There's a lot of stress on the road.
Yeah.
Just a little. Well, we are almost at our hour. I just want to say real quick, I want to give a big thank you to all our supporters real quick. Here we go. I just thank you so much. I have 9,200 subscribers, over 1.2 million views. Oh my gosh, you guys are rocking it. Thank you so much. Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
It's hard to imagine.
I hope you're proud of yourself every day.
This is just what we do. This is half the fun. We've been doing this a while now. Way before we were doing this before COVID was cool. Back in the day. There are only a couple of things I just want to bring up before I forget, and that is, and I'm sure shoot, I can't find it. Some weather updates. Hold on. And I know our favorite little our YouTube meteorologist Ryan Hall, y'all, along with all these other meteorologists out there. There is a very big storm system that's going through the middle of the United States right now. And they've had some devastating tornadoes in Oklahoma and and it's going from it's going northeast right now. So please make sure all our retravel friends are paying attention to the weather and you guys are downloading the apps. Also make sure you have a weather radio. And my biggest piece of advice is always to know what county you're in, not the city, but the county you're in, because that's how they do all their alerts. So just make sure. Do you know what county you're in right now?
Yes, Polk County, because we're here for voting.
There you go. Okay, so there, what county? I've gotten to the point where I actually literally got a dry erase board, and started writing city, county, nearest hospital. When I stop for the night, nearest veterinarian. Like if there's an emergency in minutes or you have seconds to spare, I want to know exactly where I got to go and what I got to do. So it's a big help. A lot of times you're flying. I know you're probably flying by the seat of your pants.
Google. I can Google that, and then really
where the phone doesn't work. So
that's true.
That's why I was like, I want to get prepared at night. So like, if something were to happen, at least I can figure that part out. But so those are my big safety tips. But I'm going to give you the last words of the night.
Well, I appreciate you letting me come on and just talk about our crazy life and nomadic. Thank you for letting me do that little plug while we're here. And I'm so happy that we met. I mean, if anything else, social media brings you to the most amazing people like Turley Grace. And so I'm so happy to have a little hummingbird in my life.
Well, thank you for being my guest tonight. I really appreciate that. And tell your wonderful hubby and pups, I appreciate them sharing you with us, which is nice. I'm going to put you in the basement. Hold tight. There's milk and cookies. I'll be right there. Just hold on. Here we go. She's so awesome, guys. I'm so glad you were here. Thanks for participating and thanks for welcoming her. I do just one more time to say all our super chats and all of our things that we're getting tonight will be going to a member of our community, and I'll be putting a community tab out as well as a Facebook post talking about what all is happening with that. But just thank you guys, and we'll see you next Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for RV Travel Talk. And until then, safe travels.